and welcome to our video. This video will be my boyfriend chooses my TBR, so we have another guest in this video.
Is it another guest? If it's the same guest again?
Okay, it's the same guest again, my
Reoccurring.
boyfriend.
I've officially entered the status of reoccurring side character for your YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, I got upgraded from one-off extra.
Cooper.
Cooper's always a reoccurring side character. He always shows up.
I think the phrase I say the most in videos is Cooper no.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna pick up, but he is literally pounding on the door right
He's
now.
not pounding yet, he's just out.
Did you not hear him just pound?
No.
No, yeah, he just pounded.
Okay.
You should try and get a video of him opening a door and
So,
put it in here.
You know when you crack doors and pets put their face against it to open it? Cooper goes and shoves the door open. So when it's click shut, he's trying to get it to open.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
But anyway, so my boyfriend Casey will be picking my TBR for the month of February. I picked February for him to do this because it is our anniversary month on the what day?
So obviously it's this month. It's near the end of the month, so it's in the 20s. It's in the mid 20s, and it's an odd day.
No.
Okay, I always get that confused between even and odd because I know if it's an even, it's the 24th, and if it's an odd, the 25th, and I don't know why I get those two confused.
It's never been the 25th.
Yeah, I don't know. It never has been, but I literally have gotten the 24th and the 25th confused since we started dating, and I have no idea why.
So yeah, our 5th anniversary will be on the 24th of February, so I thought it was a good month for him to pick my TBR. He'll be working a lot in February, so he won't even really see me read most of the books,
Yeah.
but anyway, so let me explain the books you can choose from. This is my TBR card, so all these books are unread. This is my leftover book from January that I did not finish, so that's also unread. This whole bookcase is unread.
Okay.
Most of this bookcase is unread.
Okay.
This bottom one is read, but this top one's unread. All of these are unread, and so is the basket on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So you can pick 4 books.
Okay, so essentially from everything but this shelf and then what's on your display up here.
And then this bottom corner one.
Yeah, which it's hidden anyways, so.
But the top one is unread nonfiction.
Okay. So, question. So we went and got a book together where we both got a copy of that book. Is that on the table for this, or do you already plan on reading that this month?
Well, no, because my plan was to read Golden Sun first, but I did not get to that in January.
Okay. So
we can read that in February.
Golden Sun is also an option then.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
If you want to read that Buddy Read in February, we can.
I feel like we
it.
should probably do Golden Sun first because we've both already started Golden Sun.
So you're putting that on the TBR?
You know what? I think I'm gonna get an early pick out. I'm gonna go with Golden Sun because then it also forces me to finish.
This is a sequel to Red Rising, which we read together in September or something. So he started the sequel. I haven't yet, but I have it. He gave it to me for Christmas. So that's the first pick.
I'm 4. I read the audiobook for it because I drive a lot. So I think I'm 5 or 6 hours into the sequel, and I have no idea how long it actually is. So
Ember is glass surfing.
Yeah, the animals are rambunctious today. But so I have no idea how much of it I have left. I started reading a completely different audiobook because she wasn't reading it and I didn't want to get too far ahead. So
okay, he started it in December. December is Christmas romance time.
Hey, listen, no shade. You read way more than I do, so I know eventually when you do start picking it up, you're gonna blow past me, so. Although that isn't what happened last time because you picked it up and then you also picked up 4 other books at the same time and then you read all those other books instead of Red Rising.
Well, I was waiting for you to read more, and then when you read more, you read half the book in 2 days.
That's just how I read.
And then I had to catch up, but I was in the middle of other books.
I read 3 times a month, but I read half of a whole book every time I read. I don't know, I binge read. I'm not good at habits, so.
So for video games, you do those every day.
Kind of. I don't even really play those. I just kind of sit and look at them. Okay, so Golden Sun is on the table.
Okay.
That's a pick. Are we setting the picks off to the side somewhere,
top
or just
top row of the cart is month TBR.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm telling you 4, so I have options. I'll probably only read 3 of them.
Okay. I think you'll get them all done. I believe in you.
I have to read the book club book too, though.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you averaged last.
I average 4 physical books a month.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. I'm thinking about all the audiobooks and everything, too. Okay, so within each section, they're just organized, like, alphabetically by author, right?
Yes, except for the mass markets are kind of organized by what's Stephen King and what is not Stephen King. And then the top of the bookcase is just all the new books I've bought, and the basket is just everything that doesn't fit. But this is alphabetized, and so is that.
Okay. And you said this shelf was all your nonfiction?
Yeah.
Actually, I do see one more nonfiction that I might pick.
Okay.
I might pick I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy because I feel like it's something that you would like, but also it's nonfiction, and I know that you maybe not want to, but like kind of think you should read some nonfiction, you know what I mean?
I want to start getting into nonfiction, but it's just not something I reach for.
Yeah.
Okay. Because in my head, I have at least 2 books I think you're going to pick. Well, 3 books I think you're going to pick. So I'm wondering if you're going to pick.
There's a
books.
lot of options, so that's a.
Because the 2 books I think you're going to pick, they're not on that bookcase.
They're not on this bookcase?
The 2 that I think you're going to pick.
Okay, so what, they're like over here or something, or on this shelf?
Yeah.
Is one of those books Dune?
No.
Was that on your 2-pick list? Which I haven't read Dune also. I tried to read the audiobook, but the audiobook version that I downloaded is the one with all like the extra post-production.
I tried to read that like 3 days ago, and I got 20 minutes in, and I've already read the first chunk of the book, so I already know what's happening, and I still was like, what's happening?
Yeah, it's just too much.
It's too extra.
It's too much. You don't need all that. You could just read the book. Oh, is one of them The Witcher?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try not to only pick to my tastes. You know what I mean?
Can't pick A Dance with Dragons.
I know I can't pick A Dance with Dragons. It's okay. Once the next book comes out, then you have to read A Dance with Dragons. So.
Oh, so I don't have to read it.
Yeah,
so
you'll
then I'll never
read
it.
Ugh, there's just so many books. Not an easy pile to sift through.
I have only bought 3 new ones so far this year.
I could be really mean and I could pick The Stand. And you would only read that book.
Or just not read it and make the other choices.
Yeah.
Also, these are double stacked.
Wait, is this a supernatural item?
Yes! You were with me when I bought that.
I totally forgot about that. It's
a
awesome.
novelization of the show Supernatural, and I bought one of the books that I have not read.
We'll finish that show one day.
I have watched the show, and I've been to 2 conventions. He can't get past... I forgot where you stopped.
Did I ever get a physical copy of Blood Meridian?
What is that?
It's the Cormac McCarthy book.
Oh, I don't think so.
I should get that book physical. I was gonna say if I had it physical, I might have picked that off of my shelf for you to read.
No, because the point of this is I'm trying to read more books that I own, so I want to read books I own.
That's fair. Well, here's the thing: is that I would pick The Witcher, but I feel like I don't know if you're gonna like reading through. Oh, wait, did you read The Martian yet?
No.
Okay, I'm choosing The Martian.
Okay. That is my tall mess market stack. Oh, nice. You only dropped 1.
And I caught it. Okay. All right. Now I feel like I need to make a genre change now because we are now at 2 sci-fi books.
Which I never read.
Well, yeah, which I don't actually read that much sci-fi. I've just been getting into it more over like the last year and a half because I read Neuromancer and then some of the books that follow that, and then I've been just reading The Expanse. Yeah. But they're very different sci-fi books. Like, one is, like, super futuristic, like, societies on Mars, like, spaceships and everything, and the other is, like...
Is Red Rising not also about Mars?
They're both about Mars, but The Martian, and it's, like The Martian, the like opening. You saw the movie, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
That was a different girlfriend.
No, I didn't say with me. I just said, did you see the movie?
We have this conversation every time you bring up The Martian.
It's a good movie. But the plot is that it's like a guy is going, like, it's the first mission ever to Mars, and a guy gets stuck there, and then he has to try and get off Mars. That's the plot. Whereas, like, Red Rising is like, there are, like, cities and civilizations on Mars and stuff already, so they're very different feeling.
Those books are also unread.
All of these? Mm-hmm. Are you going to tell me at the end which ones that, if I'm not allowed to switch a pick at the end after I've locked in if you say one that I actually do want you to read?
I mean, I guess.
Is that cheating?
I don't
feel
know.
Like that's kind of cheating.
It's still you picking the books, even if I like give you a hint.
I feel like I kind of want to pick a Stephen King book, but I also haven't read a lot of the Stephen King books.
You have to pick one of the shorter ones if I'm gonna get through it.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't pick something like The Stand or something.
Or It.
That were It. Yeah, that would be
Some of them
rude.
some of them are normal length. Like they're not that bad. I read like one chapter of The Shining like years ago.
All right, let's look at
Something not. Well, so that's nonfiction, and of course I have Jeanette McCurdy's. I also have Matthew Perry's on that shelf. I don't know why I have them separate.
Oh, where is
Matthew Perry's is on the second to bottom.
second to bottom?
It has his name taking up half the spine.
Ah, there we go. Well, I thought
Yeah.
it was gonna be.
So
bigger
those two
than
are
that. I don't know.
nonfiction, and then the rest of my nonfiction is in that cubby, except for the one on the end is like a collection of fantasy or sci-fi stories or something. I don't know what that is. And then the stack in the back is like random miscellaneous books
Mhm.
that are like some are nonfiction, some are like crossword puzzles, like just random books.
This one was a sequel to one of the ones that you read, right?
No, that's the first one.
That's
in the
the
series,
first one,
and I
okay.
haven't read any of them yet.
Okay.
Yeah, all that stuff whole stack is also unread.
Well, you know what? I think I will include this one.
You're gonna pick a romance?
I am gonna pick a romance. It's February.
Oh my gosh!
It's February. You know, it's also our anniversary month. It's Valentine's Day month, which we don't celebrate Valentine's Day because our anniversary is like 2 weeks later.
Also, Valentine's Day is stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's a whole thing. I'm not gonna get into it here. Okay, is the last pick? Because I've got 2 science fiction, so I feel like I want to stay out of the sci-fi fantasy realm because I think if I pick like 3 science fiction fantasy books and then 1 romance, I feel like you're gonna have like a whole sci-fi slog that you're not that you're not gonna enjoy it, but that just
Yeah.
isn't your like comfort reading where it's gonna
It's
feel
like
like you're
there's-
gonna have to work towards it more.
Yeah, there's books. That's what happened when I was reading Dune. Is like I was enjoying it, but I just wasn't reaching for it, and it put me in a book slump because it was like that's the book I was reading, so I just wasn't reading at all. I mean, I guess I could have been nice and like narrow down the choices you had. Maybe next time I'll narrow down your
Because
choices.
there's a lot here. There's a lot here.
But I wanted you to like have full control
Yeah.
over what you picked. So that's why I was like, yeah, anything I own that I haven't read.
Oh, you do have Blood of Elves.
Yeah, but you said I should read the 0 ones first. So
Well, I said that originally, but I said if you want to jump into the plot, like it's not a big deal if you just start on the actual series.
it's up to you what order I read them in, because you're the one who's read that series before. But I bought that one when I finished whatever one I did read, and you're like, don't read that one next, read this other one.
The Martian, I think, so far out of everything, is the most out of your comfort zone pick. I
Okay.
think because it is like near future science fiction, and there's a lot of the main character explaining a science thing for like a whole chapter, and it's really interesting if you're interested in that stuff, and it's written really well. But if it's something that you find yourself like zoning out on a little bit, it can be kind of hard. But at the same time, I feel like it should at least have one pick, that's like pretty firmly outside of your comfort zone, and I think that would be the one.
You get to pick.
Because I don't want to just pick books that I like that I want you to read. I sort of want to get a good spread. So my thinking so far, right, is I've got like a sequel and a series that we're both reading. So this is something that I have read some of, will read, so it's a book that we can talk about together. This is something that I've read before, that I know I like, that I think that I'm not sure whether or not you will like it, so it's right out of your comfort zone. This is like a pick for you, so you have like a comfort book to go back on if these two end up not being something you like. So I'm trying to decide whether my last pick should be another one more like this. That's sort of a comfort pick for you. But what I think I am going to go with I'm Glad My Mom Died, because this is like...
A little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. It's like something that you were interested in before and that I'm not particularly interested in, but also I would be very interested to hear what you think about this book, even though I'm not sure it's whether or not it's something I would want to read myself. So I think the final lineup is going to be Golden Sun, The Martian, Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and I'm Glad My Mom Died. And I think that's
Interesting.
a pretty even spread. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you want to hear the ones I thought you were going to pick now?
Give me a hint and let me guess.
Okay.
Give
so
me a
there's
shelf.
There's three.
You said not this shelf. Okay.
Okay, so
and I
there's-
didn't pick any of them.
one you picked,
Which was
Golden Sun.
Golden Sun. Makes sense.
The other one is on this cart,
Uh-huh.
and the other one is on that shelf.
On that shelf.
Like the top of the
really,
shelf.
I didn't really look at this shelf.
Yeah, I
that much.
noticed. That's why I was trying to point it out, because I was trying to...
What is the one that on this shelf Oh, is it the one that I got you?
Yeah.
This is the one I got you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was one.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Also, I feel like you could slap this on with the rest of them because this is a 150-page book. You know what I mean?
If for some reason I can read all 4 of these books and my book club book and have time
You
at the
can
end of the
squeeze
month,
in the 150.
then I will read that one.
You know, that's like a day read.
The other
2-day
one
read.
the other one
Oh, wait,
you did
hold on.
mention.
Let me.
You already mentioned it. You just didn't pick it.
Oh, was it the Witcher?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I think maybe I can re-listen to the audiobook for the first one, and then like 1 month this year we can do a buddy read for either just the next book or like the next 2 books or whatever, because I also want to re-listen to it because I listened to all of the Witcher books in like a 2-month period at work like 4 years ago now, and I haven't really listened to them since, so I also need a refresher.
Yeah, so The Witcher, if you don't know, is a book series. It's also a video game series and a Netflix series. And he has done it all. He's read it, played it. Even if you haven't beat it, you've played it.
I was gonna say I've played all because there are 3 games and I've played like the first half of all 3 of the games. And I haven't beaten them.
you played them.
Yeah.
And we've watched a show together, and we named our cat Siri
Yeah.
after a character. So I feel like I should read all the books, and I read the first one he told me to read, which is one of the like zeros, you know, of like 1, 2, 3, 0. It's a collection of short stories. So I liked it, but since it's a collection of short stories, I didn't love it because like I would rather read a whole story than like pieces. But the next one for me to read, he says, is another collection of short stories. So I keep putting it off.
Yeah, there are 2 short story collections.
I think it's like 0 and 0.5 is
Yeah.
like the number in the...
Yeah, I may be wrong about this, but I think the series originally started as like a series of short stories that the author was publishing in like a Polish fantasy magazine. And that's why there are these like short story collections that came out beforehand, and then he decided to turn it into a full series. So I think that's why there are so many short story collections, because I think the first book may be all of the short stories that came out before it decided to become a series, and then I think the second one was just additional short stories that he felt didn't fit within the full series. But I could be wrong about that. I could be lying.
Makes sense though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
are you happy with these picks?
yeah.
You like my reasoning here?
So, Golden Sun is a sequel to a book I've already read, which I had planned to read in January and just didn't get to. The Martian was a book that, I mean, I own it, but I got it because it was like $1 at a used bookstore. And I was like, yeah, I can get it. This has like the Walmart sticker, but it has like the dollar sticker on the back. This is a romance I've been wanting to read for a long time because everyone loves this series, and I just like haven't picked it up for some reason, even though I own it. So that's really exciting. And it was very sweet of him to pick a book he thought I would like.
Now you have to read it.
Yeah.
Now you're obligated.
And then I'm Glad My Mom Died is Jeanette McCurdy's autobiography? Is that what they're called?
Autobiography, yep.
That's what the word is. And of course, I grew up watching her like on TV, so I have been really interested in reading this, and a lot of people have said it's like really interesting. So I also really want to read this one. I just don't reach for nonfiction. So that is a good... That's upside down.
I feel like that's a good spread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I tried to be even. I try not to just pick. Listen, I'm sure you were expecting me to come in here and
I
be
told
like,
you what I was expecting you to pick.
Yeah,
for
I'm sure you expected me to come in and just be like, okay, Golden Sun, The Witcher, the other Witcher book, Dune. To try and make you read Dance with Dragons anyways, even though you said that's not on the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like this is completely reasonable. It's not just sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
It's half sci-fi. I didn't pick any fantasy books, and that's probably...
because I only have romantasy on my
Yeah, I was
shelves.
gonna say it. I'm not really... Listen, hey, listen. More
Okay,
power to you.
The Witcher is just fantasy.
There's some
Just
romance
because
in
there
there.
is romance, that it doesn't make
Yeah,
it
I know,
romantasy.
I know.
Okay, so those are the books. I do plan on doing a reading vlog for these books over the course of the month, so you can stay tuned for that.
What order do you think you're going for this?
I'm gonna mood read it.
Oh, so just whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, I'll probably start with one of the sci-fi ones, so that if I need a break, I can pick up one of the other ones.
I would probably start with The Martian. That way, you have the most amount of time to read The Martian, if that makes sense.
How long is it?
I don't think it's super long.
Oh, the text is large.
Yeah, it's not like a, it's not like a super thick book. It's like 400
Oh, it
pages.
is over 400.
Yeah,
But it's
that's
like
not-
mass market.
Yeah. So they're not difficult pages. But yeah. So my reasoning for I think you should start The Martian first is so that you can intersperse the other books in between reading The Martian if you like want to, if you're not feeling
Yeah.
it that bad. And obviously it's not like I don't think anyone's forcing you to finish the book. But I think it's a really good book. I think if you give it a chance that it is enjoyable.
Before we end this video, what does everyone think about my crazy cat lady moment?
This show
I
doesn't have
love
a story.
fully embracing the crazy cat lady, and he doesn't let me.
Listen, it's not that I love you very much, but you grew up and didn't have any cats. I grew up in a house that had 9 cats. And so I am fully past the hump on my ooh, cats everywhere phase because I lived it for like 15 years. So like I love our cats very much. But we have 4 of them, and for me, I think it's enough seeing those 4 cats physically. I don't need a bunch of stuff around my house reminding me that I have the cats. The cats are gonna remind me that I have cats. Does that make sense? But she's still somewhat in the honeymoon phase of having cats, and it's a phase.
So we have like one art thing in our bathroom that's like cats playing in the toilet. So it's like so on brand for having it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
I mean, I'm not like totally anti-cat. You know what I mean?
I have
like,
holiday cat decorations that I get away with.
yeah, that's fine. Like we put a little flag in our yard that's got a little cat on it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I
But-
like my shirt.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with the shirt. I'm just saying that like
Oh, there's also dogs on the shirt too.
when you have 4 cats, I feel like you don't need pictures on the walls to tell people you have cats because
I have one.
they're gonna know. They're gonna know.
This is always out of frame because it's on the upper shelf, but I have this in my room above my reading chair.
I think Ember's offended because you don't want any crazy lizard lady.
I don't think you can be crazy lizard lady when you only have one.
That's true, I guess.
Oh my god, he is staring though.
Yeah, he's very offended. Gosh, how many reptiles does my cousin have?
5?
That's a
She
lot.
has
That's
a
a
snake,
lot.
a bearded dragon, a gecko, and like 2. I think like 2. I don't know what they are.
Yeah, that's like too many
Is it a
reptiles.
gecko? I feel like
They have an entire room that's just reptiles.
They have a reptile
Yeah, it's
room.
crazy. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's just like terrarium to terrarium, like all the way around the room.
I feel like you've tried to end this video like 4 times and I keep just interrupting with some random story. Okay, you could do your outro. I'm gonna hold the dog.
Okay, you woke him up.
It's okay. We're about to leave this room anyways, so.
Okay, so that's it. If you want to see more of him, we did a video of him trying to pick out my 5 favorite reads of 2023. So you can watch that because he.
Oh yeah, I still haven't watched that video. Listen,
You haven't watched it?
I know because I'm in it, so I know that I'm not gonna like it. You know what I mean?
You don't watch any of my videos anymore.
That's not true. I just don't watch the one that I'm in because I don't want to see.
What was
me.
the last one you watched?
I don't remember.
You haven't watched one in like a month.
Yeah, I have missed the last couple. Listen, work's been busy.
You play hours
Okay,
of video games, but
listen,
you can't watch my
listen.
YouTube videos.
The reasoning is, and we've talked about this before, is because I watch a lot of YouTube, but normally I don't sit and just watch a YouTube video. Normally when I watch a YouTube video, it's like up on a second monitor or like I have it playing on my phone while I'm doing stuff around the house. But I don't want to just like listen to her videos. I actually want to sit and watch them. And it's just, I'm not in the habit of making time to sit and actually watch a YouTube
but you
video.
sit and play video games for hours.
I know, it's just because I'm not in the habit of sitting and just watching a YouTube video, so that's not something that I like do. So it's something that I have to like consciously make decisions like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and not do anything else. And it's very hard for me to sit and do nothing else while I'm watching a YouTube video because my brain, as soon as I put a YouTube video on, my brain goes into, okay, now we do something else as well mode. Does that make sense? It's just like the habit that I'm in is to throw on a YouTube video and immediately start doing something else. And I don't want to do that with your videos because I actually want to like,
See my pretty face.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, well this video has turned into a lot of talking that's not book related.
Yeah, this has been like a weird, like, I don't know. I feel like 10% of our conversation actually had to do with the concept of the video.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay. Get out. So you're gonna pop up from there?
Guess not.
Is that how you want to do your hair?
What is it?
It's
Something wrong with it?
Pushing out.
Oh.
Like, you know how you have it like back, and then it's like.
Does that look better?
That's better.
Okay.
Okay. This video will be a TBR picking video. Cooper!
He wants to be in the video.
This is the sequel to Red Rising. Oh my god, Cooper's putting his paw under the door. I'm just watching Ember's little leg. Not
Yeah, Ember-
around.
I don't know how much is going to show up, but Ember is going like crazy right now.
And that's because he's going crazy on the other end of the frames. And halftime at the end of the month.
Sorry, continue.
Okay, that's my boob.
You walked into my elbow.
Your elbow's in the way.
Okay, swap sides with me.
That's it.
Good outro. Good outro.
If you want to see more of
Come on,
him,
step back. My
Oh my
my forehead is like not even out of frame. There we go.